Ladies and gentlemen, today is Thursday, June 26th, and let me show you the weather real quick here. Currently where I'm at, it's about 103, so it is picking up compared to the other videos where I showed you the weather, but it's honestly, it doesn't feel too bad. I guess it's because, those of us that live, in this heat get used to it and not necessarily get comfortable with it, but kind of deal with it, learn how to deal with it. But anyways, here about to train a client, just waiting on them, and I was like, might as well get my vlog in for the day. So yeah, just waiting on the client, and then afterwards I have to go to my personal training job. This is a private client, and I got to go to my personal training job where I have one other client, and that's pretty much it for the day. But did have a pretty long day in the morning, my morning job, from 5 a.m. to like 12. But I at least had a little bit of a few hours in between before I had to come over here. But not much else really today. Gonna pretty much get some meals in after when I get home. And yeah, pretty much just chill. Probably edit this vlog and upload another short and whatnot. And then pretty much get ready for tomorrow for another early start, pretty much. But today is my rest day, so no workout today. We'll be returning tomorrow with another leg day as usual, per usual. But today I wanted to talk about proper breathing. So what is the proper way to breathe during a set? Doesn't matter what exercise you're doing, what is the proper way to breathe? So there's a lot of breathing techniques that a lot of people tend to use, whether they come from boxing or other sports like soccer and whatnot. In soccer, you usually have to breathe through your nose, otherwise you're gonna die of not being able to breathe for very long. But in terms of when it comes to a set and like a given like bench press or a squat of any kind, one of the best ways to breathe is in terms of the concentric and the eccentric. Concentric in a bench, for example, being upwards, the upwards motion being concentric, and the downwards motion being eccentric. So through the eccentric, as you're lowering the weight down to your chest, you should be breathing in and exhaling through the concentric, meaning on the way up. This allows you to obviously brace and therefore gain power through your core and push off the weight with power more efficiently. And this, of course, allowing you to lift heavier and just overall keep yourself from being injured and keeping everything efficient and smooth overall. And this is a good technique that you can kind of learn and practice over time, carry on through all your other exercises. It's a very kind of powerlifty technique, but it works wonders for anything else. And especially if your goal is like more on the muscle growth / strength side, then this is a great technique, and you won't really be doing anything past like 14-15 reps. So this is why it's a good thing. Obviously, once you're getting into the high rep stuff, it gets a little tricky with the whole breathing thing. But anyways, that's a pretty good technique. I'd always recommend for anyone having trouble with like in their mid sets, trying to breathe and figuring out how to breathe. Another thing I didn't touch on is that as you're learning how to use this technique, it'll help you keep more stable and more consistent with your form, your technique, and just overall you'll be able to make a lot more progress. But once again, just make sure you take it slow and practice it in almost every exercise that you're doing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna keep it short, sweet and simple. But hope you have a great day. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share, and follow me on TikTok and Instagram. So have a great day.